Yo, what's up, man? Westerbros, House of the Dragon, episode 6, man. What's the name of the episode? I don't even remember.
I listen. I don't even
Whatever.
know. I
I
think
don't even
Princess and
remember.
the Queen or whatever.
Whatever, yo.
Yeah.
Y'all know what it is.
Woo.
And follow us on all the stuff, man. Hang with the
That's
Joneses,
right.
hanging with underscore the Joneses on the IG at
Mhm.
Tony Franchise. And we ain't talking about this, so let's just get right into it, man. Like, what was your impressions of the 10-year time jump?
I was very much cool with it. So for the people who have been saying like, "Yo, they've been jumping a whole lot," they've been jumping a whole lot. I think it might be one more jump coming up, and after that, it should be it. I think that next jump probably be a couple of years. Yeah, I'd give it about another 5 year jump they might do or whatever like that. Well, man, oh man, woo! They start the movie. They started. I said about to say movie. They started the show off
It don't felt like
with
a movie, yo.
right. Yeah, roller coaster. They started off with you know, heir to the Iron Throne, Rhaenyra giving birth, which was ironic because we know in the first episode of the series, she was telling her mom like, "Yeah, I ain't trying." Her mom was like, us women, we have our own battles while men do their own. And she was like, "Yeah, I don't want no part of this battle right here or whatnot." And it's just ironic at the end of that episode.
This baby number
Yeah,
3 for her. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Like this is her third battle that she's had, but it's ironic at the end of that episode, first episode, her mother dies. Because of not only just childbirth, but because of trash Westeros medicine back then. We're going to go into that even more later on. So I found that to be ironic. And then, like I said, we don't know that this is her, what number child this is. We just know this is her having a kid. And then next, you see Emma Darcy, who is now playing the role of Rhaenyra. I think Rhaenyra is probably about 30, 20, about 29 or 30.
Yeah, because she was
In
like,
the
yeah.
so
Something
she's
got to be
about like
around at least 20, yeah, at least 30 years
28,
old.
anywhere
20,
between 28 to 30, up
yeah.
in that area as her age is right now. She gives birth, and then Trash Tail Allison Hightower, who is now about the same age as they're both same age, send somebody in there. I mean, literally, what, 15 seconds after pushing out this child,
Ain't even cut the umbilical cord yet.
ain't even cut the umbilical cord yet. She's like, Her Grace the Queen would like to see the child. She had this look like, what?
Like, are you
Like,
kidding me?
are you kidding me? We doing this right now? And so she's like, yeah, no, I'm not leaving my child with that woman by herself.
Uh-uh.
I'm going, and I don't blame her. So she's going with her. They're like, princess, you must rest. She's like, yeah, whatever. And then they was like, oh, yeah, by the way, we got to cut off the umbilical cord. Oh, and also, by the way, your
The
afterbirth,
afterbirth.
the afterbirth still has to come out. Oh, first of all, too, I kind of was cringing with like when they were first showing it because you could hear the
Hey, like, okay, so having witnessed 3 childbirths, like,
you can speak on this, Rashad. Big
it
Papa
was
Pump over here.
it was ODing with the noises, yo. I was like,
Okay.
yo, man, like it ain't even that serious. Like, I mean, it can be way more serious than that, but
Uh-huh.
the noises was extra. That was one. And then two, like what was real was definitely the afterbirth. The afterbirth was
Mm-hmm.
very real. And three, which you're gonna probably talk about, like after she goes up to the steps, she's meeting, greeting people, and they saying thank you and all that. Like Lena comes through, like, yo, this is ridiculous. Why y'all still doing this? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Of course, as we find out later, he ain't been around like talking about. So they go up there and then they had his confrontation, which
Uh-huh.
is so tense. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She says, oh, look at this child. And then guess who? Boom, guess who steps in the room? Viserys. Like you're still
Once
alive.
again, time out. Pause. This is our daily health watch. This is our episodic weekly health watch of Viserys. This man doesn't have his arm anymore. His arm is gone. Yo, what? And I know I'm yelling, but he doesn't have his arm.
I thought your man was dead. You know?
Yo, we thought he was dead, or like, or else like he catatonic somewhere or nothing. Oh, he's walking around with no arm.
Your man said, "Let me hold my grandson."
Let me hold a child. Yo, when they was like, "Let me hold a child," I yelled out in my apartment, "Don't let that man touch that baby!" Like seriously, whatever ailments he has, if they've explained like articles and stuff, explain. Stop it, yo. They've explained what it is.
Let me hold my grandson.
Let me hold my baby. Yo, my grandson. Look at him. He's so strong. You're gonna give that child whatever you have, bro. Stay the hell away from that child. And he gonna hold it. He's all in the kid's face, breathing his germy.
I think he has your nose.
I think he has his father's nose. Yo, Viserys, man. Good God, oh my, yo. What did I say last episode, Rashad? He is holding on to God's unchanging hand, and I need to know what is going. And watch it be something stupid that makes him die.
He gonna die from choking on some food that he can cut up.
Choking on that quail that he finished cutting up last week. The Viserys Health Watch is real. We will be doing a Viserys Health Watch every week until he's officially dead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I jumped the gun on the last one, yo. I just knew your man was dead, yo.
You was like, yo, he's dead. My man passed out. No, he was like, oh, I was gone for a minute, but I'm back with the remix. It's the jump off, baby. He has no arm, Rashad.
Ooh, all right, yo. So
I'm just gonna say this and I'm done with that. He went from losing a pinky to 2 daggone fingers to the other fingers just kind of crippling up to having that grayscale elephantitis
looking sleeve. He had a sleeve rash
on his arm to now his arm is gone. Let me hold the baby. Keep that man away from the children before they catch what he got.
All right, yo.
Continue.
So she walks away, you know what I'm saying? Like they had to look back. That ain't even important. The important thing is Sir Christian Cole is still a hater. That's like he's still spurned. You know what I'm saying? Actually called your girl a cunt, a spoiled cunt. Yeah. So, and I was like, yo, like he's still mad that he didn't want to go be a part of the pores back on Bravos. You know what I'm saying? Like bro, like let it go, yo. Okay. You almost killed yourself. You know what I'm saying? Over this. And now because your girl said, hey man, the queen has more work to do with you. Basically, that's her Kingsguard now. The Kingsguard, basically. And he's just really upset. That was really a weak move. You know what I'm saying?
He is acting like this. Like, okay. We're gonna get a little crass here, just a touch.
Hey, yo, I can put explicit on this. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yo, he's really acting like a dude who got something for the first time from a chick, and she put it on him, and he sprung. And for all we know, it's only one time they got it in. They may have gotten it in a few more times, but it couldn't have been that much. No. But you got it in one more, and he got completely sprung and wanted to go live with the pores and Essos.
Yeah, Essos,
and Bravos and stuff. Yeah, Essos like, yes, we could go and we can be with the oranges and cinnamon. And she was like, what? Did you see this Yaki number 9 in my hair? This platinum blonde, baby. Nuh-uh. I'm a top dollar broad over here. Yo, for real. You want me to give up my throne for that? She's like, yeah, you can stick around. Or whatever. My favorite meme I've seen out here is like, he's like, so you want me to be a whore? No, I'm not paying you. He's like, I'm not paying you. You're gonna be around. You're gonna give me that meat, what I wanted, and call it a day and just be happy with it. My man was so hurt, and now he's with Allison Hightower, trash, hate and tell.
Yo, and I'm pretty sure he hitting that.
Yes,
like it ain't no way because, like you said, from the tourney episode 1, he gave her the rose first anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like she gave him the rose, so like they was already she already was digging him in the first place. Okay,
right.
After that whole thing, we see Lena and Rhaenyra are talking on back. Now, this is the other part of the childbirthing experience that I'm be telling you. The post, the post natal bleeding that goes on when she had that trail of blood,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
from where the Queen's Keep was.
Mhm.
That is for real.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
wow.
Like, so all of that, yeah, it was a very Westerosi accurate depiction
Okay.
of a good pregnancy and birth. You know what I'm saying?
Can
Yeah,
we talk
it was
about
crazy.
how? Can we talk about too as well how like you know what? I used to like this guy, but he's kind of trash now too. Lenor. Lenor is so trash. It's a son, bros. Oh yeah, okay, get it. Like seriously, I know genetics is a thing. Westeros has an idea of genetics or whatever, bro. You're black. You have the you have the Valerian white hair, like most people from Valeria do.
But you got your
You're
daddy features. You know
right.
what I'm
Your dad. You don't have no. Them little boys. Them little boys came out looking like the Jonas Brothers. Not they came. All three of them sons came out looking like the Jonas Brothers. Not. Hold on, I'm gonna give it to you, Rashad. Not 3T. Okay. Yes, I said 3T. For the people that don't know who 3T is, that's Tito Jackson's sons in the group. Look them up. They're biracial little kids or
No worry,
whatever.
I got y'all.
We
Don't worry.
we gonna have you.
I
Trust
got
me. You trust me. Y'all know our videos and stuff on
Yeah,
Instagram is stuff of legends
so
with this show.
so not even that, right? Like
Uh-huh.
the fact that Allison was so pissed, right? Because
Yeah.
he said coming out with these plain faced children, you know?
Yeah. These basic featured children you have or whatever. And that's because Viserys made the comment about, oh, I had this white silver mare that and I had this chocolate brown and they got together and they had a plain
average brown horse. You can
of
see
average chestnut horse. And she referred to his grandchildren as plain featured. So we haven't got to the big part of it of us knowing and we're finding out that the kids definitely ain't Lenor. He know they not his either, but hey, they're
Oh,
going to.
but when she gets back, who comes to see the baby?
Who comes to see the baby?
Your boy,
Who's
Tony.
already waiting in there? Stone Cold Harwin Strong is sitting there waiting, playing with the other boys, and he's sitting there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this and that." And you know what? It is what it is. I'm just going to say this: Rhaenyra didn't use her head in this situation. By God, you could at least got with a if you would have got with a dude with blonde hair or
Not
something.
even. I mean, there's so many ways to get pregnant without having to have intercourse.
Right.
Like they teach us like Rainier just was not about it, and later was not about it at all. You know, he's like, vagina, no. You know what I'm saying? So,
he liked goose. He liked goose because he had a goose.
Yeah, I can't do it, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Do it. You know?
Nope. No duck for me.
Oh, perfect. In the OG series when Renly was married to Marjorie, and like they was like, "Yo, we need to consummate the marriage," and she was like, "Do you want me to bring my brother in here to help?" Could have done that.
Yeah, that was crazy. I remember that.
Not using your head, people, but I digress.
Yeah, so that whole scene transpires. It's just so much happened. Okay, so what's what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna focus on the Rhaenyra stuff, all that first, right? Get it out the way. Yeah. So we see the whole blacks and the greens really coming into fruition because Allison basically catches her son masturbating on top of the daggone Red Keep and like bust in with the window open and like he's like mortified, didn't get to finish or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, "Look, stupid. They're gonna kill you, yo, if you don't become king. You need to get focused." And he's like, "Oh man, I just was trying to bust, and you ruined all that."
Here's the thing: she went in there to fuss at him, but here's the thing: not even because he was sitting there like pleasuring himself with the window for the whole city to see. It's because they played a prank on his brother. Any mother would have been like, "What are you doing?" He walked in there. Did you put? Were you the one that was up to it? He's like, "Oh snap, ma," or whatever. And she's trying to tell him like, "Look, you're gonna be king." He has no interest whatsoever in that crown one bit. He's like, listen, I'm a privileged prince. Hey, let my oldest sister have that. I don't
I ain't even
care.
gonna challenge her, yo.
I ain't even gonna challenge
They're
it.
gonna kill you.
Right. You saw Allison snap. She did the mama grab you by the cheek thing like that. Was like, my man. So she is really funny. I understand her concern, but she's still a hater. She's on her dad hater.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because you know who planted them seeds 10 years ago. It was that on Otto. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that whole scene for me was really like defining for her as who she is now. I was like, dang, that ain't nothing but Otto talking right there, yo. And she just super paranoid. So they had an interaction. Then they go down with all the grandkids sparring. You know what I'm saying? And Kristen Cole is not. He does not care. He gonna put Aegon. Aegon got to be like what, 13?
About 13, 14, 15, yeah,
and her oldest son is like 10.
8 maybe, yeah. 10.
This kid is maybe. Basically still in elementary school,
right?
He said, oldest 2. I was like, yo, he about to crush his boy. And for a minute, like your boy was tagging him though. Like Aegon was losing, and then Kristen said, yo, man, stop playing. And then Harwin shows up. Was like, oh, that's what you do? You play dirty? Then he was like, why you even care, yo? Like, you must be like, like a cousin or a brother. How about a son? And he commences to beat the brakes off of him. Was provoked. And he fell for the trap. He still beat the brakes off that boy.
Christian Cole got them hands. Listen, Harvard Strong was like, these hands are rated E for everyone, and he straight up beat the living hell. Like he was gonna end up like the Night of Kisses. The Night of Kisses, rest in peace. If it wasn't for the rest of like the King's Guard and everybody else, like pull that man off of him. It was so calculating because after he did it, he just spits like he says figures. And he laughed about it because that's what he wanted to do. He provoked him to make saying something that outlandish and provoking him in front of not only the king, but his father, Lionel Strong, who's the hand of the king, and the other King's Guard, and even the kids, to make people be like, well, look, like to be like, listen, I know we've been oblivious, but you know what?
This may be a thing.
This really may be a thing, yeah.
Okay, so the hand comes back to the king. Is like, hey man, like this ain't gonna work out no more. He said, I've been holding the secret. I can't. And then like Allison is like, fam, what's the secret?
What's the secret?
And he's like, I cannot.
Did you see the face she made? What's the secret? Like she couldn't wait for him to spell it. He was like, I can't do that, but I can't be handed the king no more.
Ain't no what's funny. Miss Saris is like, nah. He said, man, I only got one hand. You gotta be my other hand.
He was like, hey, if you can't tell me why, then I don't accept it or whatever. So, they come to a compromise where he's like, look, man, my son dishonored us. He got to go. And like the king is like, he ain't got to go. We already kicked him off the
King's
City Watch. The City Watch and stuff.
Yeah, that's punishment enough.
And he was like, no, he needs to learn. He needs to go to Harrenhal and learn how to, saying he's the heir, learn how to administer and all that stuff like that. And he was like, I'm gonna go with him. And the king was like, all right, cool. Mistake was saying all this in front of, once again, hating ass Allison Hightower.
Like, yo, because again, and then because the even crazier part, your boy Laris, and Allison have a conversation. He basically saying, look, yo, I know what's going on. You know what's going on. What should we do about it? Allison really doesn't even tell him to do anything.
Right. All she said was he was like, your father, she was saying like, oh, he can't be that because of the situation. And she was like, my father was here. And then he was like, well, your father really can't be impartial either. And then Allison completely loses herself and says, he will be partial to me, because she just feels like she doesn't have anybody there on her side. And if you remember last episode, that was the one thing that Hightower and the rest of the Hightower family was concerned, that she's really not going to have anybody there on her side. So she wanted her father back there to be impartial. So what does old bow-legged, cricket-legged, listen, man, this dude,
your boy,
went down
to the slums and did some real dirt, yo.
My man came there and said, he was like, what did he say? He said a murderer, a deviant, and then he was like a traitor to the crown. He said, y'all supposed to all die. He said, but I'm willing to forgive those if y'all do something for me. It's gonna cost you something though. And they're all like, all right, cool, bet. Yeah, I'm trying to die.
You know what I'm saying?
They're like, pick me. He proceeds to cut their tongues out. And the thing is, you actually see it this time.
That joint was like hot butter, boy.
Hot butter, for real. And I was just like, yo, and you saw the one dude looking like, yo, all right, then. And he has these guys basically follow his brother, Harwin Strong, and his father back to Harrenhal. And they have these little locusts. They're bees.
So the bees are essentially a reference to the flower. So now he's pollinating all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Like Varys has his birds, which are the kids. Right, these are his bees. Wu-Tang Killer bees on the swarm. Anyway, so he has them, and he has these people kill his father
and his brother. And don't know how many other countless people who just was there.
And in one of the worst possible ways to go out, burnt them alive. His own father, and his brother. And the thing is, his brother was always very overprotective of him because he had the club foot and he had the handicap. These two, like, bro.
Yo, it was like the most unprovoked killing that I think we've ever seen on any Game of Thrones thing. Like it was, because not even that, but unprovoked and personal. You know what I'm saying? It's like some random person on the street got. Nah, it's like, this is your people.
Yeah, these are your people, and these are your people who's had your back, and you just straight up murked them because you was like, yeah. And here's the funny part. Oh,
no, go ahead.
Okay. And here's the funny part. So we're jumping around a little bit, so we're just doing the whole
thing.
He gets to the end of near the end of the episode. He's like doing this monologue when everything else is going around, and he just looks, and he's like basically told Allison what he did. The look on her face is like, bro, I didn't ask you to do that. Like, what? Wait.
She was mortified.
She was mortified, and then he was like, yeah, blah 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 blah, this and that. And then he had the unmitigated gall to do something that she didn't want, and then just look at her and be like, yeah, I expect to be rewarded handsomely sometime in the future. Yo, this dude is a maniac. Like, listen, I thought Otto Hightower walked so Littlefinger could run. No, man, Larry Strong is like on some God level type final boss, evil, deranged stuff, right? Like, really, bro? You just gonna take out your family, like, you know what I'm saying, like that? And that's the whole thing in the whole Game of Thrones series. It's all about mainly like how families are supposed to be tight knit and everything. Yo,
he don't care nothing about his family.
They don't care nothing. And now he's the Lord of Harrenhal. He's the, what I'm saying, he's the last strong. He's the Lord of Harrenhal. And now he's done this deed for the queen. And he's like, yeah, I did this, blah, blah, blah. You ain't asked me to do it. But also, by the way, you owe me.
Yeah. By the way, look out for your boy.
Look out for your boy. Yeah. So
that's super weird.
Yeah, that's super. Yo, my man is wild. And then on top of that, let's jump back to, so his brother, before, saying he dies, he's he's staying back, and he tells Rhaenyra, like, hey, yeah, I gotta go, blah blah blah. He tells the boys, I'll be back to visit.
Yeah,
I
I was
just
like,
can't
yeah,
do
when he
it.
said, I said, man, he's about to die, yo.
He's right like that. And then he sees the baby. He's holding the newborn. It's like, he won't even know who I am or whatever.
Oh, then your boy, yo.
And then the oldest boy, Jakar, he already know. He's just
He
like,
was like, man, is that my daddy, yo?
he said, is that my pops, yo? And the look on her face was like, ooh.
She hitting him with, look, yo, you a Targaryen, and that's all that matters.
Which is true.
Very
He's
true.
still a Targaryen because, has her blood or whatever. Also with those boys, you see earlier in the episode, saying the dragon training process and how they, how they choose their dragons and everything. I thought that was really dope. But you also see where one of Alicent's, her younger son, he's having a hard time. He hasn't been able to bond with the dragon yet. And they play that joke on him, and they say, hey, we found a dragon for you. And they bring out like a pig with wings and a tail.
I really LOL, yo.
Yeah, I did too.
It was. I say, I say, yo, Aegon is an idiot, yo.
Yeah, Aegon's an idiot or whatever. So so you see that little dissension.
Yeah, but then like when he goes back down into the pit, and tries to like mess with the other. I'm like, dog, like you gonna die trying to
tries to mess with another dragon, and he's
somebody else's dragon. That dragon's full, like basically like it's not no kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. So I think we're done with the whole that whole part of that, and then of course Rhaenyra and Laena and his boyfriend, they all go to Dragonstone.
Right. She basically tells him, listen, we got to get out of here.
Bring your boy. We need all the swords we can get.
She's like, yeah,
and that was such a double entendre to me. So I just instantly started laughing.
Yeah,
all the swords.
Like you got to bring your swords you can get. So you have that. Now let's get to me and Rashad's favorite character of the show.
All right, yo.
The menace of Westeros, King the Lord Commander of Black Air Force Energy in the House of Dragon.
Your boy Daemon Targaryen, man. And Daemon was really, to me, this episode, he felt really lost. Like he was really trying to find his way, even though he married Laena. It's Laena, right? Mm-hmm. Married Laena, has 2 kids, has one on the way. He's chilling in where is he at?
Pentos. He's in Essos, so he's in Pentos.
Chilling in Pentos. Basically, they say, look, yo, you can have all of this. You can be a lord. They can pay you tribute, the whole 9. Yeah. So, but you got to stay here. Y'all got dragons.
Yeah.
His wife he's like, yeah, it sounds pretty good. She's like, yo, we're just travelers. So essentially, they just been like going all around the kingdom for the past 10 years, just doing whatever the heck they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And it's real like it's such a like a switch. Okay, can't for him to be in that mood. Yeah.
This also probably humanized him a little bit too.
It did. That's what I was about to say.
It humanized him because it lets him. It showed that his hubris is just like.
After a while he didn't care about it no more.
Yeah, so. No, he was like, look, I don't want to be bothered with this whole succession stuff. I don't want to be bothered with that. I just want to be here. And shout out to us finally seeing as well, the first time we see, the adult version of Laena, when we see her, you see Caraxes with Daemon. Then you see the largest dragon still alive in Westeros, Vhagar. Did y'all see the size of Vhagar?
I said, yo, that is a huge dragon.
But you want to know what's even more crazy?
It still ain't as big as Balerion.
Balerion was bigger than that.
Crazy.
So was bigger than that. And I think around this time, Vhagar is like 200 years old. It looks like it's about 200 years old or whatever, but battle tested, and Vhagar is a she dragon. So she's there, and Laena was the one that bonded with her, which is, kind of crazy and hilarious in itself or whatnot. So Laena's basically telling him like, hey man, let's go back to Westeros, go back. I want to have this baby, on Driftmark where I was born at, I want my girls, basically get their Westeros education, all this. we are dragon riders. We over here, we're not going to be no fat farmers. You're like, we're warriors or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I dig that. And I also dig too that you saw Damon actually does care about his daughters, and he actually do care about Lena. He really do care, even though he still has it. She even was like, look, I know I might not be the one that you really want to marry. And she says, I'm good with that. And he was like, no, don't say that. And she was like, yo, I'm good with that. We all know that that he want to be with Rhaenyra. So that was just humanizing to see him in a place like that. Also, she's pregnant. And then what do we see, Rashad? That whole Game of Thrones medical situation.
Yeah, he was like, yo, so she ends up trying to give birth, and he's like, oh man, it's not coming. Your man looks so defeated. He said, man, this is the best. This is beyond my expertise.
Yeah,
basically. And he's like, yo, I mean, we can open her up from her stomach. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, right. She not like that. And he was like, yeah. And then he was like, nah. He just shook his head like, no, like, don't do that.
But then you saw Lena do possibly the most gangster thing, because she was like, look, I'm a dragon rider. I'm not going out like this. She stumbles and gets away from them, stumbles her way over to Vhagar. And she goes to Vhagar and says, Vhagar, Dracarys. And Vhagar looks at her like
what you talking? Like, what you talking about, yo?
And she's like, Dracarys. And Vhagar gets it, is like, no, it's like, you my rider, like, because they have that bond, and they know. And I think finally Vhagar realized what was happening, and you see Daemon run out, Lena, where are you? And Dracarys killed her, burnt her alive, and that was real sad to see. It was, to see that happen, man. So, and then that scene where you see at the end, he's telling his daughters about it. There was a scene that they did cut out that has leaked online where Daemon actually is hugging his daughters.
Yeah, I wish it would have had that, because it would have solidified even more of his humanity. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're going to show that some more next episode when he gets to Dragonstone. Yeah, and all of them are chilling and really, bonding, and this Team Black is forming. But it was good to see Daemon, actually showing some other emotion other than, basically fulfilling his selfish desires. Yeah. But that's the episode, yo. So
episode in a nutshell.
Who the MVP?
MVP. God, it has to be Larys, man.
Yeah.
Larys is the MVP, Yeah. Usually I give it to Daemon, but Daemon went through a whole lot in this. Larys was the MVP. Minor MVP goes to Harwin Strong just for beating the hell out of Christian Cole. But the main MVP is Larys, and he proved that he's a player and he knows how to play the game.
Cool. So
quote of the week.
I gotta run her up. And that was the one you sent me. You was like,
oh yeah. Shout out to my homegirl Tiffany. She watches this or whatever. I was having lunch with her, and she told me this, Rashad. You can go ahead and repeat it.
The king looks like melted ice cream. Even more so this episode, yo.
Yeah. Right.
And I got another
my strong arm.
All right, so before my camera mess up again, and this was from the Daemon causing chaos as usual. Little John threw on social, and this is when we talking about how he's trying to cut his food and stuff, and then Daemon was on the floor with Rhaenyra. And my man, and this is on TikTok, my man Cinema's Guy, I think he joined too. Appreciate you, fam. And he said, cutting that quail like they cut Aemma.
Oh, that's so yo, that is so cold. Oh, but you know what? On that note,
I said, dang,
that is so cold. Hey, y'all, keep giving us these comments. We are here for it. We will shout y'all out for comments of the week. Once again, shout out to my homegirl Tiffany, who told me that I text Rashad immediately after she told me about the king looking like melted ice cream. Shout out to my man, what was his name again?
Cinema's Gay on TikTok.
Cinema's Gay on TikTok for him.
Also got to shout out everybody on TikTok who came through because of our last one that we sent on Saturday. The this one right here, the Damon be lying.
Oh
TikTok,
yeah, David be like,
if you came for this one, yo, like I think I almost like 100 people subscribe on TikTok because of that.
The
And
best line from that was you.
Yo,
those Frey girls
like I mean, like you know how you do something, you know it's gonna hit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I said, yo, this is about to be funny. And I waited on it too.
Yeah.
I did it in the morning.
I saw that.
So
I was at work when I saw that, man. I bust out laughing at work. They was like, what you laughing? I said, don't worry about it.
So yeah, man. Like when y'all like I really feel like we can build a dope community, not just for Game of Thrones, but for all the stuff that we do. Yeah. And those coming Wednesday, me and Tony doing that together. Thursday, She-Hulk. And of course, on the weekend, I am still doing the Rings of Power.
Great.
Even though people not really, I understand because episode 5 we could have sped it up just a tad. Yeah. But I get it. But like I'm still into it. The Harfoots are the worst.
I hate trash.
Are the worst group of people in that show. You gotta watch the I had a 3-minute rant on my last video about it.
Listen, I hate the Harfoots for real.
Go to the channel and watch that. I did a whole 3 minutes on the Harfoots and why they are the true villains of the show. Yeah. All right. But yeah, that's all we got, man. Yeah. Join us next week, episode 7 on deck, man. And yeah. Till the next time.
Peace, y'all.